kill count, retally of the victims in all of our favorite horror games. That's right, games. I'm the HomeRunHammer, and today we're taking a look at Five Nights at Freddy's, originally released in 2014 and still has a series going on up until 2025. Oh yeah, we're doing this. And no, I'm not just going to be talking about the first game, I'm going to be talking about all of the games. Well, mostly. I'm not going to be talking about every single Five Nights at Freddy's game that's existed, because if I were to do that, we would be here all day and I wouldn't be able to sleep. Even though I'm a night owl, you know what the hell I mean. But before we get into this, I should probably explain what the hell Five Nights at Freddy's is, as well as some of the rules that I'm going to be doing for this specific kill count. So let's get into them. Because, well, there are going to be some rules. But before we get into that, let's talk about what Five Nights at Freddy's is. Five Nights at Freddy's was an indie game released originally by Scott Cawthon back in 2014. The game was released after one of Scott's most recent games at that time, Chipper & Sons Lumber Co., was trashed to absolute hell, with one of the criticisms being that, well, the character designs looking like incredibly creepy Chuck E. Cheese animatronics. So Scott decided to take that criticism after almost giving up, and eventually he ended up making Five Nights at Freddy's. And oh boy, I am glad Scott didn't give up and eventually made Five Nights at Freddy's, because wow, I am glad that this game still exists. Like, seriously. The original Five Nights at Freddy's, as I said, was released in 2014, along with a sequel that released the same year, another game that was released in 2015, with another game released that exact same year, then another released in 2016, and another released in 2017. You get the idea, there's a lot of games. Now, for particular reasons, I'm not going to be counting every single Five Nights at Freddy's game. All spin-off games are not going to be covered. The only ones I'm going to be covering are going to be Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, 4, Sister Location, and Pizzeria Simulator. As for something like Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, which technically counts, we'll see when we get there. So yeah, so maybe I'll count Security Breach. Ultimate Custom Night, on the other hand, I probably won't count, but I guess we'll see. An AR Special Delivery is completely off the table because there really isn't a whole lot of canon lore relevance to that, but particularly I might cover Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted, since that game is technically confirmed as canon. So I'll probably be covering these 9 games at most. Now let's get into the other rules that I need to mention, specifically the rule of what am I going to be counting for this? Well, that's the thing. I'm only going to be counting any kills that are confirmed. Let me explain. If we've seen a kill happen, or we see proof of it happening, or proof that it happened, then we're going to be counting it. This doesn't just mean humans. This goes for animatronics as well. So yeah, animatronics are going to be counted on this. I know that sounds weird considering that a good amount of these animatronics are technically possessed, but if I'm going to be completely honest, it kind of just makes it more fun that way. After all, Zorn Undead Meat ended up counting literally everything that he ended up killing in the fucking Resident Evil kill count. So why should I be any different? Ooh, excuse me. Anyways, there really isn't going to be a whole lot for me to talk about. But again, if a kill is confirmed as canon, then, well, we'll be getting there. Also, yes, for the record, I will be saying this as well. I'm only going to be counting player deaths if they are confirmed as canon. Meaning that, no, I will not be counting any player deaths that you might receive within the main game. Like fucking 420 mode or any of the main Five Nights. Unless that kill is confirmed as canon, then maybe we'll talk about it, but even then, let's not get too hasty here. So yeah, I really could have just kill counted the Five Nights at Freddy's movie and then waited to kill count Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the movie, but what's the fun in that? I want to review some dumb shit, so let's review some dumb shit in the best way possible. Because oh boy, Five Nights at Freddy's is not one to be messed with. Because, my god, I'm going to assume there are going to be a lot of kills that we're going to be counting. Potentially. Don't quote me on that. But we'll see. Anyways, how many kills are going to be getting racked up in this entire series of Five Nights at Freddy's? Well, there's no saying what won't be counted, or what will be counted. So let's get through these 5 nights and get to the kills.